Well, hello everybody. Hope those of you who are in the cold are keeping warm, doing okay. Hope you don't lose any power. I suppose if you did, you probably don't hear me. Sad news to start off our office hours today. My sister's goat died. Bob the goat. Bob was was one of two goats that she has or had, and just didn't make it. Pretty. I mean, it's a goat, I know, but just put a lot of love and care in that goat. Here's Bob. I'll miss you, Bob. That's Bob pictured a couple of years ago. Here's Bob with his best friend Sugar and the other goat. Anyway, yeah. So sad start. I know, sad start to the old show here. But to Bob, everyone, raise a glass. Bob the goat. You'll be missed. And to Meg, you did everything you could. All right. You may have noticed when I raised my glass, it wasn't a glass. It was a can of Slice. Slice is back. Who remembers Slice? Do you remember Slice? Try Slice. Bob was the goat. You're right, Howard. Slice soda was a soda from Pepsi. It was their 1980s attempt to compete with Sprite. Because I'm a little fuzzy on this part, because I think 7-Up was loosely associated with Pepsi, but was its own company. So often Pepsi and 7-Up would be sold together, but they weren't part of the same company. And so Pepsi wanted to have its own lemon lime soda. So they started Slice. It was a fruit flavored drink. The whole deal actually replaced Team in Pepsi's lineup. Oh gosh. Do you remember Team? Teem. Team was their lemon lime drink. And then Team is a brand of carbonated as a lemon introduced in 1959 as a competitor of 7-Up. Discontinued and delisted in 1984, but continues in use in Brazil and Uruguay. So they replaced Team with Slice, and the idea with Slice was that it was fruit flavored, right? So Sprite and 7-Up had artificial flavors. Slice had 10% fruit juice. And then Slice, by 1988, they had reduced the juice content. Instead of 10% juice, it was with fruit juice. And then eventually they got rid of the fruit juice altogether. Then they replaced Slice with Sierra Mist. Sierra Mist got replaced by Starry. Then a company bought Slice in 2018, tried to bring it back. But it is just last year that Suja Life, a cold-pressed juice a cold-pressed juice company in San Diego, brought back Slice. And they're using, I guess they bought the trademark and the logo and everything, because this looks very similar to the original Slice. This is what the original looked like. They're pretty much going for nostalgia. They also have a bunch of other flavors besides lemon lime. They've got grape and orange and stuff. And their deal is that it is flavored with fruit juice as well, but also probiotics, prebiotics, and postbiotics. So all the biotics, pre, pro, and post. It's expensive. It was like, I think it was $2.50. I don't know. I posted it on Instagram and somebody pointed out like, are all sodas that expensive in California? And I was like, no. It is a different, it's in a different, it was in the cold pressed juice section of Ralph's. Yeah. The, $2.50 for a can of Slice. But you know what? I bought it so I could try it. Posted in my first, like, opening it, tasting it for the first time on Instagram if you want to see like the freshest take. But it's okay. 4 grams of sugar, 35 calories. Most of your sodas with sugar have like 100 calories. It does taste a little less sweet and full-bodied than a regular sugar soda would. So those of you who really had $2.50 and it wasn't in Vegas, Rose Kitty. Yeah, exactly. I don't think I'll be buying it again. But it tastes a little less like a sugary soda, but it's sweeter than an artificial soda, like a Diet Coke. Coke Zero is very sweet. So it depends on the diet soda, I guess. But it's also more juicy than like a Spindrift or something like that. Every sip of Slice is a fresh sip. Sorry if you don't like mouth noises. It's kind of unavoidable for me to try this, but it's not bad. It's not bad. If you want a lemon lime drink and someone offers you this, drink it. It's fine. And I guess if you can't have sugar at all, then you shouldn't have it. But if you're worried about the calories, it's, I don't know, like much less than a normal 150, 200 calorie soda. It's 35 calories, so it's not bad. Only 4 grams of sugar. So if you just need to reduce sugar, it's not bad. No high fructose corn syrup. It's actual sugar in it, actual fruit juice. No artificial flavor. It's flavored with the fruit juice. Tastes good. It's fine. Just maybe a little pricey. At $2.50. But it's not bad. Yeah, let me I'm going to cut back to my photos so I can show you the wide range of slices available. Let's see. I have to go all the way back to the present. This is the shelf. You got your root beer slice. You got your grape slice. You got your whatever that one is, strawberry, orange. Then you have other brands up here that I guess are also $2.50. So maybe that's just the going price for prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic sodas. But you can tell it's in the same section as the cold pressed juices, which are also expensive. So it probably doesn't seem as expensive compared to those. And for somebody who's like, ooh, I want a soda, but I want it to be healthy. It says healthy soda right there. Yes, G. James B., the famous root beer fruit, flavored with real root beer fruits. I was fascinated when I saw it because they got me because they were using the original logo. And I, having grown up drinking some Slice here and there, I was like, oh, it's back. It's the real thing. So of course I had to buy the lemon lime one, the OG. It's not bad. Bat Fink wants to know if you ask for slice and a slice. Yeah, you could. I thought you dried a root beer barrel to get those root beer hard candies. That's actually the husk of the root beer fruit that you dry. 9 of 12 having a prebiotic soda right now, but is it also probiotic and postbiotic? Because this one's all 3. In some ways, isn't everything you eat prebiotic since you haven't eaten it yet? I know. There's a real definition for it. Still, just kind of funny. Okay, so I will be, this is just a regular old office hours today. There's no main agenda. I don't have a guest. Aldi has a brand of prebiotic soda, and there's a North Carolina made one called Wild Pop. All right. Hello, Ambassador Domo. Oh, and by the way, hello, David. Hello, KJ. David saw him at the Super One. They had him at the Super One. How much were they there? Do you remember? You probably don't remember. But if you do, let me know. 2-liter Coke Zero is $1.98 at Walmart in Lexington, according to CPOTS. Hey, Sparky. Yeah, you can get 2 liters of Coke or part of a can of Slice. There's your cost comparison. $2.50. Are there no biotics in a Coke Zero? Is that what the zero means? No biotics at all. So just in office hours, just hanging out, throw questions at me, throw thoughts at me. It's open door, open season. I'm using new headphones today, and I can hear myself again. It's actually not new headphones. The headphones themselves are the same. The wire connecting them. KT Data, thank you, by the way, for sending me the options. I've still got those, and I still might jump on one of those. But before I bought new ones, I just changed out the wire because these bass end earpieces are great. And I realized, well, I don't need to replace these. These are fine. It's just the wire that got frayed. And I don't need to buy a whole new pair of bass ends. I just need to replace the wire. But before I replaced the wire, I remembered that the bass ends come with a second cable. Now, I at one time in my life knew what the second cable was for. I believe it's because it's got volume controls on it. It's more for monitoring than anything. Maybe it's got a mic. Does this have a mic in it? Maybe it's got a mic in it. Anyway, I was like, well, I should just, make sure these are still good and try the other cable. So now I could just replace the cable because they're just standard in-ear monitors. I could just replace the cable. And I think KT, you sent me one that was just the cable replacement. So I might still do that, but I'm using this one. This is an old one, but I'm using this alternative wire, and I can hear everything. Because the problem before was I could only hear the right ear. So actually the other day on DTNS Live, when I played that Meetup song for Len Peralta, I never actually heard it because it only went out in the left channel, and the left channel was dead in my headphones. But I could tell everybody else could hear it. So it was fine. Hey, Laminar Rainbow. So there were $2.50 at the Super One for David as well. That's just the going rate for Slice nationwide, I guess. Okay. Yes, these are MMCX. Good point. Because I do think the ones you sent me are 2-pin. Well, actually, hold on. I have a spare pair here. I'm pretty sure they are, though. Oh, no. I lied. I had a spare pair, and it was in the other one. One of the other things I like about the bass ends is they come in these, like, they look like they're like, I can't remember the name of those luggage that's meant for secure stuff. Yeah. Ryan, welcome back to the Middle West. The Middle West embraces you. That's one spendy soda. The coldest arms. All right. So what are your favorite ear devices when you are flying, Tom? I just use AirPods Pro. I use AirPods Pro for almost everything. In fact, I use them with my Pixel Fold. I don't use them for this because Bluetooth introduces another thing in the equation that, yes, Pelican case. Thank you, Tudo. It looks like a little mini Pelican case. Yeah. So I just use, when I travel, I use AirPods Pro for pretty much everything. They've got decent sound. They have good noise canceling on a plane, on a train, in a boat. I haven't tried them have I tried them in a boat? Actually, I have tried them in a boat. Not much though. But yeah. AirPods Pro for the traveling man. You can make a pin or a brooch out of them. I like AirPods Pro. I think they're still good. Yeah, the IAM wire, I should just replace the wire. Although maybe I don't need to. Maybe I just use this. So this is obviously meant to be a microphone because there's a microphone here. I'll show you my janky way I do this. I use a paper clip to clip it to the back of my neck because I broke the other paper clip. The other natural clip. These are meant to be in front. Yeah, you've got the janky paperclip and then the mic controls there, but it does have a volume control. Yes. Yeah, binder clip. High-tech paperclip. That's what's going on behind that you never see. That's the kind of thing you get on office hours. You get a look at my binder clip, and you can see that there's a wire sticking in my head. It is an upgrade from gaff tape. That is true, Kevin. Should I have another drink of slice? I taste every cent. Okay, so I was going to say, I got some trips coming up this year. And I want to see if any of you are around to maybe do some meeting up around the world. I have done meetups in all parts of the world. I have to say that all of my meetups are happening outside the United States, though. I'm sorry. I'm going to Las Vegas, but we meet up in Las Vegas all the time. Like we just had one in Las Vegas at CES. And so I should probably do one in the Bay Area next time I'm up there, because I go up there all the time. It's just I'm rarely up there for very long, and it's very family focused. But yeah, maybe I'll do one in the Bay Area later this year. But you're right. We had one in Las Vegas. We had one in the US this year. I'll definitely try to have another one in LA. Those should be very easy for me to get to since I'm in it right now. There will be Nerdtacular, Batfink points out. Exactly. That's in July. So definitely going to do that. But we are headed to London. I should do the LA meetup in August. You're right, Zoe. That's perfect. Because Worldcon is in LA. I'm going to Worldcon. Yeah. Okay. Zoe, don't let me forget that. We'll do an LA meetup in August. Okay. So I'm going to London, because Eileen got tickets to see BTS at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, July 7th. I don't know exactly when I'm in or when I'm out, but we'll be there for more than just July 7th. So if you're going to be around London in that week, we'll figure something out. We'll do some kind of meetup up the Spurs. Yes. Meet up the Spurs. Thank you, Hockey Stickses. And I've already talked to Will Harris and Nate Langson and Charlotte Henry. So I'm going to try to see all of them. But yes, the date of the concert is July 7th, Tuesday, July 7th. So we'll probably get in a day or two or more before that. And then we'll be leaving the day or two after that, because we're also going to concerts in July, on July 11th and 12th in Munich. So we will be in Munich around the 11th and 12th, and in London around the 7th of July. The phrase is "Come on, you Spurs." Thank you, Batfink. Thank you for that correction. So let me know. Feedback@dailytechnewsshow.com. I mean, you can let me know in the chat, but I'll forget. So let me know, feedback@dailytechnewsshow.com. Yes, I will definitely be around London that time, or I could make it into London from Ponty or somewhere at that time, or I can make it to Munich around that time. So again, July 7th for London, July 11th and 12th for Munich. Those are the days of the concerts. So those are the days I will not be doing a meetup, probably. I guess I could do one during the day, but Munich's on the weekend. Anyway, so it's not the meetup would definitely happen on those days, but those are the days around which I will be there. So yeah, looks like there's some Munich enthusiasm in here. There's definitely some LA enthusiasm in here. There's obviously some like, what about where I live in here? If it's not London or Munich or LA. We could meet in fake London, Ontario. I've been to London, Ontario. It's quite nice. Famous. Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. More details to come. But I've never been to Munich. Been to London many times. Looking forward to being there again. Always enjoy London quite a bit. But yeah, I've never once been to Munich. So I don't know if it's how far it is from most people, but I know there are some folks in Munich, so spread the word and let them know we're coming. And then I'm going to Los Angeles in September for the concerts, but that's really neither here nor there because I'm already in Los Angeles, and Worldcon is at the end of August. So if you're coming into LA for Worldcon, we'll definitely do some kind of sword and laser DTNS something or other. We'll try to do something outside the conference for those who are not Worldcon members. And then also maybe something in the conference, because we did that in Ireland. We did an official birds of a feather thing within the conference. So, and I will someday get to the East Coast. I have to get out to at least DC and visit Chris Ashley and Rod Simmons. I should definitely get out to Ohio one of these days and see Rich and Rob. I mean, I've seen them in person, but it would be nice to see them in their homeland. I'd like to get out to Australia again. I've been to Melbourne and Sydney. I get to Korea and Japan regularly. I've seen some folks in Japan. I've never met up with anyone in Korea. I had an interview with a guy who listened to the show, and he lived in Seoul once. But yeah, whenever I go to Korea, it doesn't seem like there's anyone to reach out to. But in Japan, lots of good folks there that I've been able to meet up with. So yeah, wherever I go, I do like to say hi if I can. Anyway, Worldcon, LA, end of August. London, around July 7th. Munich, around July 11th and 12th. Cleveland is where, Ambassador Dome of Cleveland is where Rich is. Rob's in Columbus. I did a meetup in Detroit with Luria Petrucci years and years ago. That was super fun. Got a lot of people from Cleveland and Toledo even came over. That was a good time. I should get a Philly cheesesteak at Citizens Bank Park. I really should. I actually want to go to Pittsburgh too. I was accidentally looking up seats. I was trying to see if there were seats for a Dodgers game available, and I accidentally was looking at the Pittsburgh site when the Dodgers were in Pittsburgh. And I was like, these seats are incredibly cheap. Like, oh, right, because I'm not looking at Dodger Stadium. So yeah. And Len is in Cleveland too. That's right. I want to go to Omaha. I think Omaha would be a fantastic meetup. I bet there's lots of cool people there. So I am curious to see Munich. Anybody been to Munich? Anybody live in Munich? Been to Munich? Are in Munich right now? Don't know what Munich is? Believes Munich is not real. It's imaginary. I know a little of Munich. I've actually never been to Germany at all. I was afraid to go to Germany, when it was divided when I was a kid. No, Omaha is not near St. Louis. Not really. Badfink says Munich is great. Laminar says Omaha is a nice city, has family there. Zoe's been to Munich 1 year in December. Very cold, very snowy. Paolo says they have steaks, only Frankfurtish. It's good if you like beer and football. Yeah, okay. Omaha is not near Denver either. I drove from Santa Fe to Omaha on Friday. Wow, Ryan. Munich has great Christmas markets. Do they have Christmas in July markets? I don't even know what to expect. I'm looking forward to planning this trip. But this is that's going to be our big trip for the year, is the London Munich axis. It's we're also going to go to Vegas to see BTS too. We're crazy. And I'm going to Nerdtacular, so I'll be in Salt Lake City in June. There's some stuff cooking for Brian Brushwood. Don't know more details on that. There might be something there. How many concerts? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, Amish overlord. I regretted the word as soon as I said it. That's funny. Yeah, I am a little more worried about travel than I used to be, for all kinds of reasons. You know, just the world being a little weird and unexpected things happening more often. The weather being weird and unexpected things happening more often. We should, GPEG. You're right. We should just go for 10. Why not? Make it around 10. Zoe wants Ryan to fix Minnesota before she goes there. It's a lot to ask Ryan, Zoe. My sister studied in a town called Constance for a year, and I visited her as well as Italy and Munich. Oh, that's the other thing. We might go from Munich to Italy before we come home after the concerts. We're still waiting to kind of figure out some details there. But if we do, I don't know, maybe we'll do a Italy meetup as well. But that one's not for sure yet. We're still waiting to figure that out. Anything else? Sheesh. I had a Live With It meeting with Roger and Sarah just a while ago, a couple hours ago, and cooked up some new ideas, new stuff we want. Y'all have anything you want to hear us do on Live With It in particular? I will open my notepad to Untitled 11 so that I can take notes if you do. Yeah, we were kind of figuring out some more things to do, ways to improve the show, figuring out what you like, what you don't. Do you like roller coasters? Ask the Cleveland and Columbus area people to meet at Cedar Point. I've heard of Cedar Point. It's quite famous. Yes. If you make it to Italy, eat some gelato for me. We have gelato here. I know. It's better there. And you won't have to talk me. You won't have to persuade me very hard to eat some gelato for any reason. Anyone relying on Starlink or 5G home internet? I don't think anyone's on Starlink, but I feel like somebody is doing 5G home internet. And actually, it would be kind of fun to find somebody using Starlink and get their experiences of living with it. That's great. Napoli for the pizza. Florence, Milan, Rome. Didn't like Venice as much, Ambassador Domo. I liked Venice quite a bit because you can get those little half bottles of wine everywhere. Scott Johnson does 5G home internet. Oh, okay. I knew it rang a bell that somebody was. I think he's got 2 lines, right? Ryan used Starlink in the car. Something with eSIM. Actually, that's a really good one too. I could do Airalo. I've used that. And I've used LGU Plus when I was in Korea. And I'll probably be using Airalo again when I go to Europe. And just, yeah, eSIM while traveling is a good one. How about a 3D printer? What uses you find outside of 3D printer is a great one because Ibit and Sean Hollister, my brother-in-law, they both are big 3D printer fans. Badfink uses Sally for eSIM. Oh, maybe I should try Sally. Arlo worked great for me. I have no complaints, but I do like to, try different stuff out. Love leads on eSIM data options. Nice. Yeah, he has his local DSL that he gets from the HOA. And the fiber, I know about his fiber travails. Thank you, KT. Mint Mobile is good, but it's not great, and I find a lot of issues outside of major cities. Ibit just got a new one, so that's perfect. All right, yeah, these are great. These are great ideas. I'm going to give these all to Roger and Sarah. I could do eSIM potentially, especially after all these travels, right? But we could get Scott to do the 5G home internet. I think that'd be great. And then 3D printer, either Ibit or Sean or both, maybe. I like the idea of getting Sean on because, it kind of expands the universe a little. Ricochet. Oh, are you talking about the little antenna Ricochet wireless, and you would plug it into your laptop and you'd get DSL speeds wirelessly? Because we tried that. Eileen had to review it for a Tech Live story. And so we were using Ricochet for a while in the house. It was pretty good. I mean, it was DSL speeds, but it was pretty good. DSL is being phased out. I don't know if it's being phased out so much. JPEG is just, you can't expand its speed. So the market for it is drying up. And it's still there, but there. Yeah. Yes, Ricochet. Oh, you were talking about that. That's hilarious. That was like 2000, 2001, 2002. That was a long time ago. Maybe a Pi hole on Raspberry Pi for ad blocking. That's a good one. Pi hole for ad blocking. You can find somebody who's already doing it, because I think Roger might be. Or we could just set it up and see how it works for somebody. 3D extruding. I think Sean does some of that too, actually. Willie Scott will be at any Ohio meetup. Okay. Even more reason for me to plan that. Home Assistant. These are great. I should have asked. Why? What took me so long? Why didn't I ask earlier? Yeah, these are fantastic. Thank you for all these. And if you think of more, I'm writing down a Home Assistant before I forget. If you think of more, send them my way. Please, feedback at dailytechnewsshow.com. And also, if you're around for London or Munich as well. Famous uses Verizon 5G fixed wireless for $50 a month. Works just like any home internet. It might not be a very interesting live with it topic, but I think it would be, because Scott does streaming, right? And so him being able to say like, this is when I notice it, this is when I don't, I think would be really interesting. My hesitation of fixed wireless has been that the lag is usually a little higher. For most people, that probably wouldn't matter though. So I think just having people being able to say, no, it works just like internet is valuable to people, even if it's not interesting, quote unquote. Home Assistant. That's a good one. It seems like a lot of people, Howard and Batfink, both also seconding Home Assistant. All right. This is good. This is great. Let us thank you for your ideas. Amen. For those who missed it, raise a glass again for my sister's goat, Bob, who passed away this morning. The winter got him. Linux as a desktop replacement. Yeah. I mean, and Linux, like an Ubuntu or something like that, not Chrome, like a making an effort to install your own Linux distro. I think that's a good idea. Retro handhelds. I just know Scott and I keep buying them. KT Data, send me a list of what you've got, especially if you've got something that you keep using. That would make a good, we could have you do a live with it on it. His name was Bob the goat. Rest in peace, Bob the goat. We can't afford a Samsung trifold. I got to use my Pixel Fold for another 6 years to justify paying for it. Yeah, I do. I would like a Samsung trifold, though. You're not wrong, JPEG. All right, that's gonna do it for me today. Just an office hours, just a hang. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for. I'm gonna finish up the last of the Slice healthy soda. There's no rules about whether you can call something healthy or not, I don't think, in the United States. But yeah, KT send me lists of handhelds, and especially if there's one you're like, I've been using this one more than I thought I would for a longer time than I thought I would. That would be good. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for remembering Bob the goat. He was the goat of goats. And until tomorrow, when we'll do the mailbag. In fact, if you want to get something in for the mailbag, feedback@dailytechnewsshow.com. There is still time. I can't wait for them to do prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic healthy tobacco. Thank you, G. James B. Goodbye, everybody.